hello. I'm pregnant, which is really exciting. I found out this morning, and I really wanted to record today so that I would have this forever. But I also thought I'd make a video and talk to you guys, and maybe this is how I can announce. I don't know when that's going to be, or whether I'll do it at 12 weeks or what. But if you don't know me, I'm Lizzie. I'm a designer. I'm a surface pattern designer, and I make stationery and various other bits and bobs. And I also coach other design makers, basically to just make more money doing what they love. So that's my job. I'm already a mum. I've got a son called Constantin who's 3.5. And so it's my second pregnancy. And yeah, it's wild. 2 nights ago, I woke up in the night and had exactly the same feeling as I had when I was pregnant with Stan. And just like, I remember with Stan, I was just like, I think I'm pregnant. And I just felt it like in my stomach that there was stuff going on that was different from normal. And I just knew last time I took a test the next day. But 2 days ago, 2 nights ago, the following morning was Stan's, that's Constantin, we call him Stan. It was his first like drop in with me to try out nursery, and it went so well, but it was a really big day to like go out and try nursery, and it took over the whole day, and I basically forgot about that feeling in the night. But I also think that this time, in a different way, like I second guessed it more in the night and thought, no, it won't be, like I don't want to rely on that because we'd love to have another baby. But it feels different for the second time, like you don't want to, I don't know. I was just like, oh, it really feels the same, but maybe it's not. And then the busyness of the day, I forgot about it. And then last night I had exactly the same feeling in the night. Our cat Mabel came and woke me up at like 5 o'clock in the morning to ask for some food. And I was lying there and I was just like, I'm pregnant. I can just sort of tell. And then at about 6 o'clock, Stan came and got into bed with us and was like rolling around and elbowing. And I was just like, oh, actually, this is a bit annoying. I feel a bit nauseous. I didn't have much nausea at all last time, except for needing the occasional Jacob's cream cracker by the bed to settle the stomach, but nothing bad. But I was like, ooh, okay. So then when I got up, I had a little look and found, and I did have a old pregnancy test, but it wasn't past its sell-by date. It was just one of the cheapo ones with the line, and I did it, and just very quickly the blue line came, like quite strong, and I was like, okay. So I went in and told Dan. I kind of got Stan to go and fetch something from another room, and I was like, I'm pregnant. So yeah, we're really excited, we're really happy. I got Dan to go on his bike to the pharmacy because it's Sunday tomorrow, and I didn't want to not have the opportunity to do it because I had a day out with my mum today. Anyway, I'm rambling a bit because of the excitement. I'm feeling like there's lots of pieces of the puzzle that are important, that will be important for me for posterity, but are not particularly interesting for you. But I wanted him to go and get one of the like clear blue ones that says pregnant and the number of weeks. But I said, like, I know that you're supposed to take a pregnancy test in the morning because that's when your wee is most likely to have the hormone on it that's detectable. I don't know, like, can you just do another one straight after, or do I have to wait till tomorrow morning? I don't want to waste a pregnancy test when they're like expensive ones. And he was just like, well, I'll just get 2, it's fine. So he went off to get 2 on his bike. I was chugging water to make sure I could do another wee, but then I was like, but if it's all just water and none of the hormones, it won't nut anyway. Then he gets back and gives them to me, and he's bought 2 packs of 2. So I was like, 4 pregnancy tests. I don't think we're gonna need 4 pregnancy tests. So I took one of them, and it says 2 to 3 weeks, which is really exciting. But now we've got like 3 pregnancy tests that we don't need because I'm pregnant, and I don't really know why we use them. Maybe it's good to have just in case there's a scare. Because obviously not every single pregnancy, unfortunately, ends in a healthy baby. So yeah, that's where we're at. In terms of symptoms, I don't really have any symptoms other than just the fact that I can tell, if that makes any sense. It's weird. I suppose my boobs are a little bit tender. Stan has a tendency to still like sort of slightly grabbing at my chest and touching my skin for comfort when he's falling asleep. And I noticed then that when they were being elbowed, it was a bit like, actually, that doesn't feel so great. But otherwise, I just feel completely fine. It's going to be so interesting to see if my symptoms are similar. I will link up my first trimester video from last time, but my plan this time, rather than doing like trimester chunk videos, is to do more like little vloggy bits and bobs of how I'm feeling in this first chunk, because I've seen that from other people and really enjoyed that, because this first bit is sort of quite isolating because you don't tell anyone, and there's sort of no one to talk to about it. So in a sense, I've really enjoyed, I know in the past with Stan, I really enjoyed watching like Fleur DeForce's videos about early pregnancy and how she was feeling, and it just feels like you've got a mate in it that you can sort of communicate with or talk to or hear how they're doing. And I also feel like everyone said to me, like people do say, like take lots of bump pictures. We totally didn't do that. Like I had this feeling of just wanting to be very low key about my pregnancy last time, partly because I've got lots of people in my life that I absolutely love who either can't have children and are fine with that and it's not a big deal, but also people who would love to have children who don't have children. And so I don't know, that doesn't make it doesn't make me want to diminish it in any way, but it makes me hold it in perspective and kind of I wanted to be quite low key, I suppose, about it. And I'm not really somebody who wanted to do lots of like bump shots on Instagram, but then that meant that I didn't really take any at all. So there's, other than those videos of me talking about being pregnant, there's one about all of the pregnancy gear, like buying the cot and buying the pram and all of the stuff that we got. You can see that I'm pregnant because I've got the bump in the video, but I didn't do like photos of the bump, and I think I'd really like to do that this time. I won't necessarily, I don't know where I'll put them, but like for my own records, I'd really like to do that. So things I want to do this time is make sure that I have more of a record of all of it. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say. We won't tell Stan until it's time to tell everyone, because he'll just talk about it the entire time. It was just my birthday and we were in a shop where I was trying on some clothes, and when I came out of the changing room, Stan was like, Mummy, this card, we've just bought it for you for your birthday. It's a surprise. So I sort of feel like he hasn't quite got a handle yet on what to share. So yeah, I don't know if this video is just going to be a that's it complete. Like I think it probably will. This one will just be a short, I'm pregnant, it's exciting. Like the currently, because it's only 2 to 3 weeks, I haven't had my first appointment. It's Saturday today, so on Monday I'll call up the GP and sort all of that stuff out. That's your booking in appointment, and I'll decide which hospital we want to go to. We went to UCLH last time, but maybe we'll do Homerton this time. I feel like I want to do a bit of research because of the COVID world that we live in, whether the hospitals have different policies about when your partner can be with you and for how long and that sort of stuff. So that will all play into which hospital we choose. But yeah, I guess this is me telling you I'm pregnant. And then I want to kind of do like weekly or every couple of weeks, I'll just hop on and talk about how I'm feeling in the first trimester, so that you get a vlog of me just checking in throughout. Either I'll do it monthly or I'll do it for the entire, weekly, and put the entire trimester into one video and put it out, or I'll do weekly over a month each time, and then I'll just put them out quite quickly, one after another weekly or something. You don't even need to know this, do you? There's going to be hopefully lots of content about pregnancy even before the point where you tell people, because it seems like that's a bit what's missing on the internet, is that first bit of how you're feeling and what it's like. And yeah, and I'd love to be able to look back on it. So I'm going to do that. Is there anything else that I've forgotten? My cycle is all over the shop, and long and short and whatever. And so that traditional way of working it out from the first day of your last period doesn't really ever work for me. When they did that with Stan, when we went for the 12-week scan, they were like, this baby isn't 12 weeks, you're gonna have to come back in like 3 weeks or something. And then we went backwards again. So I can't really calculate my due date properly until we start having scans and stuff, but probably around April, May, June 2023. There should be another member of the Evans-Geddle family. So yes, it's very exciting. It feels like such a blessing. We're so grateful. And although in some ways we were feeling a bit like COVID had a bit stolen a year of our lives, and not that our life wasn't looking the way that we would have wanted it to, which of course we've been really lucky compared to lots of other people, but it feels really great that now that there's a bit of space, it's happened quite quickly, and it feels like a good time. Also, when we got married, I found it really annoying that some people were sort of like, so when are you gonna have a baby? Which I just think is a really inappropriate question to ask anyone, because it's very loaded and there's lots going on that you don't know about. But even more than that, once we had Stan, it was very like, when are you gonna have another one? And I used to say, well, I'm not doing 2 under 3, so there's going to be at least a 4-year age gap, so that the first one's at school. And actually, I don't know if I really even thought about it or meant that, but that's exactly what's going to end up happening. So Stan will be starting school not at all long after the baby turns up. Like, hopefully the baby will come, then we'll have a lovely summer holiday all together. Daniel works in schools, so we can all have that time off together, and then Stan will start proper school, primary school. Also, I'm really hoping that Stan continues to settle well in nursery, because obviously the first time I was pregnant, I was running my own business and I was physically at work, but I would curl myself up in a ball in blankets and cushions in my office at Smug and have a nap halfway through the day. And you can look after yourself and do what you need and listen to your body in a different way than if you're looking after a toddler. So obviously for Stan, I want him to settle really well into nursery. He's just doing mornings, but hopefully it's really good timing and he'll be able to do that, and then that will allow me to have a bit more space for myself, whether some weeks I need to get back into bed again once I've dropped him off, or other times I just need to go for a swim, or I'm hoping that the timing works, that it feels like actually I do have a bit of space for myself in a way that I wouldn't have done if we'd have decided to do this earlier. So yes, thank you for listening to my ramblings. We're at 13 minutes already, and I thought that this would be a really short video. So thank you. I'm really excited, and yeah, God bless. Speak to you later.